Good day everyone, I'm Muneshwari Kesavan and my metric ID is 42410024881. Today, I would like to present the case analysis and the summary. This case involves H.C. Letchmanan Singh, son of Harnam Dingra Singh, the claimant, and HQC Engineering Malaysia Sdn, the respondent. The dispute arose when the claimant was wrongfully dismissed on 8 May 2020, with the company claiming its contract had expired. However, the claimant argued that the dismissal was unjust and without a valid cause. The case was brought before the Industrial Court of Malaysia and hearings took place between 2021 and 2024. After reviewing the evidence, the court ruled on 16 October 2024 that the dismissal was unfair as the employer failed to prove just cause for termination. As a result, the court awarded the claimant RM 278,000 in compensation covering 20 months of salary. This case highlights the importance of employee rights, fair dismissal procedures, and legal compliance in employment matters. In the next section, we will explore the key issues that lead to this decision.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Madam Amy. So my name is Wan Shazwani Putri Binti Bakrov. I will present about indication of a 3-fact issue in this case. So about this case, about their company HQC Engineering Malaysia Sdn, which is why this company has a MSA. Okay, so the company has a claim that they can terminate, which is good under mutual separation agreement MSA. So based on the expired of their claim of employment contract, so during the proceeding, and then the court found their consent between the claim in this company regarding to their termination. So mutual understanding between the two parties fundamental requirement for any agreement to valid. So the court determined that the company action transparent to there was no evidence to suggest that the claim has expertly the concept terminations on the term. So the result, the mutual the separation agreement was deemed invalid and uncoverable. So in this industry court, finding that appetite to importance of the clear communication and agreement in employment relate the matter. So the rule of the claim as evident overridely so indicated that a mutual separation agreement was literally mutual, no consequences. So going to number 2. The number 2 about the misrepresentations of the employment contract. So the company has a claimable their employment contract has expired on May 1, 2020. So lead him leave the termination of the unavoidable. So the court voided that his decisions was a fault. So the court that recognized that the company was action to construct the claim as to act based on the incorrect information. So as defined by Contract Act, include any positive instrument made without secondary ground that lead the another party to form mistake the belief. So in this case, was into the signing that termination agreement belief is a waste and formality during to spot expired of the contract. So this is serve that a reminder to employer to uphold their duty to good of the possible of all employment matter. So in number 3, to prove or information performance, HQC Engineering claim that work has a unsatisfactory and use this basic of the terminations. So court found no claimable dividend to support this claim. So include the document warning to opportunity to improvements. In this case, the company failed to meet the standard. So the company also failed to call up the key of witness, such as the individual made the complaint to during the processing. So this decision enforced to principle that regulations to pure performance must be sustainable by contract, dividend, and a fair process using the employee are treated with dignity and a fairness in their workplace. Next slide, which is about the regulations of the case to revert the Act and law. So number one is Industry Relations Act in 1967, section 20 slash 3. So they empower the court ensure that the mission will not arbitrary or unfair, and that comply with the legal provision, the safeguarding to worker right a guide unfair the treatment in workplace, and then they could consult that abuse of accepting the procedure behind the terminate. So the court of found the employer action lack sufficient justification. So this case serve reminder to all employer that any dismissal must be substantiated with a clear verifiable reason, such as filing to do the will result and unlawful communication with the industry court will address. So for the number 2, which is about the contract at 1950 in section 18 and 19. So in section 18, sorry, misrepresentation plus a statement made the one party conduct another the enter to the contract. So in this case, HQC Engineering claimed that contract has ended and leading him to sign terminations later under the precedent. So in sections 19 on the contract of offer the miserable aggressive party to avoid to contract or sustain a damage. So choose a talent to terminate, and was by fall a shift to his contract terminate. So by allowing a claim that terminate later in the court upheld integrity to contract and provide the claim of the right of a seek remedy for unlawful actions of a HQC Engineering, which is misrepresentations and terminate them. So the last one about employment at in 1955 termination dismissal. So in this case, understanding the legality termination in Malaysia, that at a specifics that any dismissal but must be based on a valid reason and due process. For example, employer must be provide the written notice of the terminations. So in this case of the misconduct and investigate, hiring must be before any action is taken. So HQC Engineering failed to follow the procedure that a claim was a wrongfully dismissing based on the false claim that his contract has expired. In Employment Act 1955, decided to protect worker from the disable by using that termination based on the reasonable ground, such as a misconduct and the proper procedure step in follower in this company.
Now, let's discuss the pros and cons of this case ruling. One of the biggest advantages is that strengthen employee protections against wrongful termination. This means that employee can no longer dismiss employees without valid reasons and proper procedures, ensuring fairness in the workplace. Employees now have stronger legal protection, making it harder for companies to terminate them unfairly. Another important benefit is that this ruling reinforces due process in termination. Employers must now provide proper warnings, performance evaluations, and opportunity for improvement before dismissing an employee. Without this, a termination could be ruled as unfair, just like in this case. This ensures that employees are given a chance to improve before they are losing their jobs. Finally, these decisions also requires employer to follow proper documentation. Companies must now keep detailed records of the employee performance, disciplinary actions, and termination justification. This benefits both employee and employer in the workplace. With proper documentations, company can avoid legal disputes and employees can feel more secure in their jobs. Now, while this ruling has many benefits, there are also some challenges that need to be considered. One of the major issue is prolonged legal process. This case took 4 years to reach a final decisions, which caused significant financial strain and emotional stress to the claimant. Many employees may hesitate to file complaints against wrongful dismissals because they fear of time, cost, and long legal battle. Another challenge is a higher burden placed on the employer. Companies now need to gather extensive evidence and documentations before they can terminate an employee. While this ensures the fairness, it also increases the administrative work and decision-making time. Business may struggle to act quickly when they're dealing with underperforming employees, which could affect overall productivity. Lastly, this ruling is an important step in protecting employee rights and ensuring fair dismissals. However, it's also come with challenges such as long legal process and increased burden on employers and unclear handling of third-party complaints. Moving forward, companies must improve their employment policies to comply with law and while balancing business needs. Next, we will discuss the possible solution to prevent similar issue in the future.
Okay, now let's discuss the solution and recommendation that organization can implement to prevent wrongful termination and employment disputes. First, clear contract terms and renewals. One of the major issues in wrongful termination cases is contract uncertainty. To avoid misunderstanding, companies must issue written contract renewals or termination letters well in advance. This ensures that employees are not left uncertain about their job status. Additionally, employees should acknowledge the terms of their contract, including the expiry date and renewal conditions. This can be done through a signed agreement that confirms they fully understand their employment terms. By doing this, organizations can reduce disputes related to contract termination. Second, a strong performance management system. Another common issue is termination due to alleged poor performance without proper evaluation. To ensure fairness, companies must establish a structured performance management system. Employees should be given written warnings and clear opportunities for improvement before any termination decision is made. This means that if an employee is underperforming, the company must provide guidance, feedback, and a chance to improve before resorting to dismissal. Annual performance reviews and regular feedback sessions should be conducted, allowing employees to understand their strengths and areas for improvement. These reviews must be documented properly so that any future employment decisions are based on facts, not assumptions. Third, ethical employment practices. Employers should never misrepresent contract terms or manipulate employees into leaving their position unfairly. Ethical employment practices ensure that dismissals are carried out with fairness and integrity. A key part of this is conducting proper exit interviews with HR involvement. Exit interviews allow employees to voice concern and they also help employers identify areas for improvement. Having an HR representative present ensures that employees are not pressured into signing documents or agreements they are not fully understand. Fourth, legal awareness for both employees and employees. Many employees are unaware of their rights, which puts them at a disadvantage when facing unfair dismissal. To prevent this, companies should conduct regular HR and legal training sessions to educate both employees and employees about laws. Employees must be informed about their rights under key legislation such as the Employment Act 1955 and the Industrial Relation Act 1967. Understanding these rights helps employees protect themselves from wrongful termination and enables them to seek proper legal action if necessary. Lastly, stronger crisis management plans. The COVID-19 pandemic highlights the importance of having a clear, structured crisis management plan in place. During emergencies, companies should implement transparent work policies that ensure employees are aware of any job status changes remote work arrangement, and termination risks. Additionally, all employment-related decisions must be properly documented to ensure there is a clear record of why certain actions were taken. This can help prevent disputes and protect both employees and employers in the long run. By implementing these 5 solutions, organization can significantly reduce the risk of wrongful termination, create a more transparent work environment, and ensure compliance with the labor laws. In conclusion, fair employment practices are essential to maintaining trust between employers and employees. First, employers must ensure that all terminations are justified and legally compliant. Any decision to dismiss an employee must be based on proper procedures, including performance reviews, written warnings, and clear contract terms. Second, employees should understand their rights under employment law. Knowing their legal protection allows them to challenge unfair dismissal and advocate for themselves in the workplace. Finally, it is important to remember that misrepresentation in employment contracts can lead to legal disputes and invalidate dismissal. Employees must always be transparent in their communication with employees to avoid conflicts. At the end of the day, fair labor practice not only creates a legally sound workplace but also promote a culture of trust, fairness, and professionalism. By ensuring that employees' policies are clear, ethical, and legally compliant, organizations can foster a better working environment for everyone.